Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Tigers franchise mode here in MLB The Show 21. So in last episode we had the ALDS against Toronto, and unfortunately we lost in 4 games, but it was actually a pretty tight series for the most part. If I could go back to the calendar, which I can, you can see that we won game 1 13-4, but it was mainly because we had one inning where we scored 10 runs, which was kind of a late inning, so it was a really good game from us. And in the rest of those games were kind of close afterwards. We had a 3-2 loss that we just barely lost. And then these 2 games we lost 4-1, so they weren't as close, but we did still have somewhat decent games, I would say. We just didn't score enough, where our team just fell apart offensively. So I think that's technically where our team needs to address going forward, because our power has been probably our downfall for the most part. Like, most of our guys are good contact hitters, but they're not good power hitters, so we're probably going to need to have some more power hitters into our lineup. Like, I'm thinking what we could probably do this offseason is probably trade away Laurencio, and then we probably also will be letting go of Jackson Reitz, I think. Actually, no, he's signed again. But we could always get rid of Jackson Reitz, but as our secondary catcher position, instead of playing somebody like Chad Hirsch, we could always try and play Bronson Bonner, or we could actually try and play both of them. It'd be good to play Bronson Bonner because of the fact that he actually has good power against right-handed pitchers, so that could help out our power hitting a little bit. And since he plays first base and third base, we could use him as a bench option probably. And then also Chad Hirsch would be our secondary catcher behind Jackson Reitz. And then, yeah, Laurencio we could probably trade away, even though he wasn't terrible for us last year. It just makes sense because of where we are at. But our roster is pretty deep at the moment, but I don't know how it's going to look at the end of this offseason. So anyways, let's get into this offseason and get all our contracts done and all of that set up for next season. Very excited for next season because I think we could be a good playoff team again next year, but it really depends on how this team stays together, I guess, throughout this offseason. So let's start simulating to the offseason, and we do have to get back a manager and a first base coach. Okay, sounds good with me. Retired player wise, we don't lose anybody, which is not a surprise. Damn, Cole Swervin retired. Huh. I'll just go through these names. George Springer also, I think I saw retired. There's probably going to be some Hall of Famers this year, I would assume. But there's all the players that retired. And no Hall of Famers. Okay. So let's go to our staff first. So we need a manager and a first base coach. So managers for hire, there's Dave Roberts, who would help us out a lot because he's a very well-known manager, obviously, with I'm pretty sure with the Dodgers. He's 50 years old. I don't think I'd be able to get him, but I could try and get him as our manager because that would help us out a lot, I think. He wants a lot of money, though, is the only thing. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to accept it because a lot of these guys don't accept right away. Luis Rojas is also pretty good, actually, though. But Dave Roberts would give us a boost of power, so. And we need a first baseman coach, which in that case, we need to find somebody with no minuses, really. So we'll go with Anthony Iapoce, I think, or Poce. We'll talk him up to 4. There you go. And that's good. Exclusive free agent signing, or negotiations. So I think I'm going to let go every single one of these guys. Or maybe, Aoki is good as a closer. But the only thing is, we have so much pitchers that I don't think it's worth that we keep Aoki, because Diego Corona would be our closer. Aoki would probably just be, yeah, I don't think I could bring him back. And then Alexander and Poche, both of them had really good seasons as well. But if we look at our roster in terms of our pitching, right now we have a ton of guys that could all play probably in the bullpen as well. Yeah, we just got too much, so I have to let, I think, every single one of these 3 go, and I can't qualify them. Just because even though they're good players, I have to get those younger guys into the lineup that are coming up. I could trade away some of them, but I would rather go with them, because these guys are all 33 years old, so they're probably all going to be starting declining soon, so I think I'm going to let every single one of these guys walk, which is going to probably sound ridiculous, especially after we just made the playoffs, but I think it's what we got to do for the team. So I get all 3 of those walk. And I think that's pretty much that. Yeah, let's sim to free agency 1. And we get a post-day, which is good. Dave Roberts is not wanting to sign with us. He signs with the White Sox, so we need to still get ourselves a manager. Managers for hire. We don't want somebody too old, but we want somebody with no minuses really either. Which there doesn't seem to be much. Stamina, I think, is okay to lose one stamina. Jeffrey Sixto. I just don't want somebody that has like 3 or minuses or something. And maybe somebody that helps their power would be good too. +1 power. +3 reaction. -1 Ks per 9 is not the end of the world as well. That helps our arm strength and fielding. Also our contact hitting, but our contact's already pretty good. I could always try and go after one that people are already going after and just give them more money, which I might do if there's somebody that's worth it. Oh, -3 control, but then you get +1 arm strength, +3 fielding, +3 contact, which is not really necessary. I think I'm going to go with Jack Berkowitz, which makes me think of Sam Berkowitz for some reason. Son of Sam, I think his name was Sam Berkowitz, right? I don't know. I don't know why I think about that now. 3 years, let's give him that. He should probably accept unless another team comes after him. So go with that and sim to free agency 1. And he's accepted pretty much. That's good. Okay. So let's still sim to free agency 1, and that is good. Okay, so now comes the tough task of selecting our 40-man roster. We're probably going to have a lot of players get claimed this year, because I don't think I'm going to be adding every single one of these players to our 40-man. I think I'll add Chad Hirsch definitely to our 40-man. Can I make a trade right now? Yeah, I can still make trades right at this time. It's good. So I think we are going to trade away Laurencio first, but I'd have to trade him away for a positional player, which kind of sucks, but let's just go for prospects for Laurencio. I'm more looking for just one prospect if a team wants to offer me one prospect. Everybody's trying to offer me 2. Center fielder, that's 18. Wow. Huh. That might not be that bad of an option. You know, we're going to just do this one. I just want to get rid of him, so that frees up also that 40-man spot for Chad Hirsch. The rest of these guys like Appleton and stuff like that, I'm okay if they get claimed, because those are guys I never thought would get to the MLB. So, but let's go to catchers. Add Chad Hirsch to our 40-man roster. That's good to go. Also, I'm gonna add Bronson Bonner to our 40-man, and we're gonna move you to the MLB. And then I'll wait on moving Bonner up there yet. I'll put him to AAA for now. Who else we got to add? I got to take a look at everybody who's not on the 40-man roster. Wait. So who's the worst player on the 40-man? It's George Veras, but I don't know if Robbie Harvey really should be on here or Rob Morrow. Yeah, I think I'm going to remove Rob Morrow. How much players do we have on our 40-man right now? We got 30. Oh, wait. 40-man, we got 24 and 12 in the AAA. So yeah, we got 36. So we got 4 open roster spots actually. So let's do that first. Let's take a look at who is not on our 40-man in AAA. Gerson Moreno is eligible to be there, but he should be probably one of our relief pitchers this year, I would assume. Let me actually take a look at what we have relief pitcher wise. Yeah, I would say we need to move you to the MLB. We need to add Moreno to our 40-man. Move him to the MLB. Dylan File I let go of. I gotta just make sure on all this. I always hate having to add players to my 40-man. It's a lot of work. Gonzalez, you could get claimed. I don't care about you. Arnold Benjamin. Arnold Benjamin is also eligible. I'm going to add him to our 40-man, as he's actually not terrible. I might have to remove some guys. Just want to make sure nobody that I need could get claimed. Carmen Nunez, no, okay, good. Charles Arrington, no, that's good. Hector Montaignes, no. Okay, that's good. I'm okay with Kiki McKenna gets claimed, even though he has potential and stuff like that. Even though he's developing decently well, we did just draft a good right fielder in Michael Bland, so it's okay if he gets claimed, I think, to be honest, for Kiki. Yeah, I think it's okay for Kiki. Double A wise, I don't really think any of these guys need to be put on our 40-man that are necessary. Castillo, I think he's not going to develop much more, so I will let him sit there. Yeah, I think most of the rest of these guys I'm okay with getting claimed. Like, I think Jonathan Johnson won't get claimed either, because he's more of just a double A player. But if any of those guys do get claimed, it's not the end of the world. Let me go to Class A. Yeah, I think we're fine on most of these guys. So, that should be good. Let me just make sure. We have 2 more spots, though, so we should probably add 2 more players. Or we could just wait until the Rule 5 draft, and maybe we could add something of our own. Like, I could always add Jose Appleton to ours, but I don't think it's necessary. As we only have 1 right fielder that's in our 40-man, which maybe we should add 1 more right fielder to our 40-man. So in that case, I should probably add Kiki to our 40-man roster. Yeah, probably do something like that. Yeah, I think that's good. Let me just take a look at what else we got. We only have 1 closing pitcher, but I don't know if there's any closers. We could always add Rodrigo already to our 40-man, but I don't know if it's a little bit too early. I think I'm going to already add him to our 40-man, just because he's getting close to being MLB ready. And that is good. That doesn't means we're not going to have a pick, though, in the Rule 5 draft, unless I remove players from 40-man. Which I got to go to the bottom of this. I think I got to remove, like, somebody like Robbie Harvey. Or Rob Morrow. Yeah, I think I'm going to remove Rob Morrow from our 40-man. And I think that's pretty much all I will do. What else we got too much of? We have 4 center fielders. We don't really need 4 center fielders on our 40-man, I don't think. So I think even though Riley Green has been developing decently well, we're going to remove him from ours as well. Yeah, he's going to go through waivers, but I think it makes sense. I'm going to have to adjust, though, who's in the MLB and stuff like that for afterwards, but... Because, like, I think Dennis Tucker could be in the MLB. I think Charlie Selby should probably be also. Because Charlie Selby definitely needs to be. So we'll move him to the MLB. And, Perez probably should be as well. I don't know how much relievers and stuff we really need. I think I'll leave the rest of that the same, but I think Dennis Tucker actually should be moved up as well. So we'll just do it for like that for now. We do have 2 roster spots, so we should be able to get somebody in the Rule 5 draft. Now we have to get into tendering these contracts. I don't think we're going to give a arbitration eligible contract to Deathridge. Because even though Deathridge was good, we do have an abundance of stuff out there, so I think I'm going to let him walk. And then we get into tendering these contracts, and we got a lot of them to do with. Okay, so let's start off with the more obvious one. So Charlie Selby could only get a 1-year deal. So yeah, we'll give him the $560K. Joe Green, he's going to be a good reliever for us for probably a while. We'll give him a 2-year deal for sure. What's the lowest you'd take for 2 years? Yikes, that drops off a lot. I don't want to like jip him off though, so let's do 2 years at $600K. Gerson Moreno, we'll do 1 year at $620. That works for me. Dylan File, I could let Dylan File walk, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let Dylan File walk, because he's 30 now. Jose Appleton, $480K. That's fine with me if you want to take that. Chad Hirsch, I could only give him a 1-year deal, $500K. Dennis Tucker, 1 year, $250K. Damn, that's cheap. Gonzalez, I don't think I need to bring him back, to be honest, but I will bring him back for AAA. because I don't really have a lot of first basemen. Paulino. Wait, Lange is older, right? Yeah, I'm going to let go of some of these old veteran starting pitchers like Lange, because we need to kind of make room up for our younger guys now. Because we're getting to the point where we have too much like MLB ready players to an extent. Oh yeah, because he's on waivers. I can't give Green a contract yet. Castillo, Messias, Daz Cameron. Actually, I don't need Daz Cameron back, I don't think. I don't know, maybe I do. Oh, he wants a decent amount of term. I'm going to let Daz Cameron walk, I think. And then Israel De La Cruz. I don't really know if we need him, but we do probably need some closers down there. Morales instead, though, would have been better, but whatever. Fido, I'm going to let you walk as you're older. Vince Means, I'm going to sign you up. Pretty much anybody that's in their 30s is just going to walk for now, because we need to make sure we have enough of our younger guys playing in the right spots. Robbie Harvey, I'll give you a contract because you're kind of cool, but whatever. I'm going to let Hoi-Jun Park, who was a Rule 5 pick of ours a few years ago, go. He had one good season with us, but we're going to let him go because he's been in AAA since. Damian Rodriguez needs a contract. Same with Arrington, Grubb. Damn, we have so many prospects. It's kind of crazy. We might have to start trading some of them away. James, Bo Burrows is 30. I'll let him walk, I think. But he is a relief pitcher, which is something we don't have a lot of. So I'll give him a 1 year. Actually, nah. I'm going to let him walk. Jonathan Johnson. Chuck Rush. There's some really cool names in this game, I find. With how the not EA generated, but SDS generated names are. Zamora. James Mayer. Anybody that's a good prospect of ours or younger prospect definitely needs a contract. Hopefully all these guys get some playing time. And hopefully we have a good upcoming draft, though, for next season as well. And get some more good players. Because definitely what we need is power. So maybe we will sign some free agents in this episode. I don't even know. Because we definitely need some power hitters. Because that's where we struggled last year in the playoffs, I think. Give all these guys contracts. So Zune is only 25. Might as well get you. Montevallo is 26, but you're not that good, so I'm going to let you walk. Maldonado is only 19. I'm going to sign you up. And Claudio Mora, obviously, we're going to sign as well. So there's all our contracts handed out. And let's advance a few days and see if we get those guys. We also do got free agency already. I do think... Let me take a look at where we're weak, though, for this upcoming season. Our weakest point is probably... Definitely not the outfield. I feel like it would be probably like first base. Or third base. But I mean, I got players that could play on those positions, so... If I went to free agency, let's take a look at what's available. Most of these guys are qualified. Nolan Arenado is a good power hitter, but obviously he's dropping off because of his age. But he's still a solid player. Hit 22 homers this season. Marzoro. I don't really know if I want to bring any of these guys in yet. Kristen Pache, 21 home runs, hit a 750 OPS. I think I might just wait until like free agency 2. So yeah, let's advance. See what happens. See if we get all those guys that I was looking at. Colorado claimed Riley Green, so that's okay that we lose Riley Green, I think, because we have added a lot of outfielding prospects. So it makes sense to let go of Riley Green, so good luck in Colorado. Colorado also claims Rob Morrow. Interesting. So Colorado's taking all our former players. Let's stop simulating. See what we got a lot of those contracts back. So we do still have a couple guys that we are waiting on. Let's give a little bit more to Joe Green, because he definitely deserves it. File, I'm still not going to get back. Gonzalez, I'll give you a little bit more. I was getting rid of those guys. Sammy Chavez. Just give them enough that they're going to actually accept. Jonathan Johnson, a little bit more as well, and that is good because everybody else is going to be let go of. So we pretty much got everybody back, and then I am letting go of Deathridge. And yeah, all those guys are on our 40-man. Okay, good. Let's sim to the next free agency portion. I mean, we could probably always trade one of our top prospects as well to get a good hitting player to help our team out. Yeah, let's stop simulating. See those contracts again. Yep, we got everybody. I think actually Sammy Chavez is still being a little bit of annoying, but we'll give him 240k. We still have a decent amount of budget too. So there you go. Those guys are all going to be let go of just to free up some roster spots. And yeah, I'm still not going to sign any free agents, which might be a bad thing to do. But like I said, we could always trade a top prospect for a good power hitter or something if we want to. So that is good on that front. That is good on that front. Let's sim to free agency 3. Yeah, let me stop simulating again for a second. Let me take a look at what's available in free agency. Yeah, a lot of these guys are a little bit old. I like kind of bringing in younger players that could play with us for maybe a multiple year deal. Bubba Thompson, center fielder though. We don't really need a center fielder, but he's not that great, to be honest. Yurio Munoz, we don't really need a shortstop, but this guy could play so many different positions. Jeez, or Gyro Munoz, I don't know how it's pronounced. I know I remember hearing the commentators say his name when I was playing like Road to the Show. Jean Van Meter, yeah, I don't really know if I want to bring in anybody yet. I think we'll probably just wait and make a trade or something next season if you guys want me to bring in a power hitter. Because I think I like building this team up via the draft mostly. So that's pretty much that. Let's sim to the next stage of free agency. We'll be able to take some players in the Rule 5 draft if we want to as well. Yeah, let's stop simulating again for a second. We're good on that front. Sim to the next free agency still. Okay, so we're almost at the Rule 5 draft. Actually, let me stop simulating for a second. Oh, the Nationals are actually offering us a trade. Let's see what it is. So they want to give us prospects for Willie Castro, which I am not doing because Willie Castro is a big piece of our team for this upcoming year, and we're not going to be a rebuilding team anyways, so we should be a contending team for the most part, I think. We're not going to be a championship team, I don't think, but you never know. Let's sim to the Rule 5 draft. Okay, so we're at the Rule 5 draft, and we should have at least 2 picks. Let's see if any of our former players go. So yeah, Jose Appleton does go to KC, which is okay because I didn't really need him. We already have a lot of players. And I think that's all we lost so far. Yeah, that's all we lost so far. Let's see if there's anything we could take. If there's anything we want to take, we will take it. If not, then we won't. So they're recommending us a right fielder in Travis Demeritte or Pierre Montenegro, which would be pretty good. I think I might take Pierre, not Montenegro, because I don't really trust still George Veras, even though he did have a good season with us. I don't think he's good enough to be in the MLB. So I think I am going to take Pierre, because we could use a right fielder. And this guy's actually got some decent power, decent contact too, so yeah, this guy's not that bad, and he's better on the road, which is intriguing. There's also a 24-year-old that's 75, which has 94 contact and 72 contact versus righties. This guy's a really good contact hitter, but I think I gotta go with Pierre still because of the power. Yeah, because we need power for this team. So I'm gonna take Pierre, even though Felix Pereira looks pretty good too. So we'll take Pierre. And maybe the other guy will still be available, who knows. Israel De La Cruz goes to the Phillies, so we do lose on him, which is okay. Did we lose anybody else after our pick? No, we did not. Okay, so we've lost 2 players, but it's not the end of the world. Let's pick our players, see if there's anything recommended for us again, which they're recommending us starting pitchers, but I don't think we need one. Let me go back to right fielding. I still want to take Felix Pereira, I think. because that contact is really good. He's only 24 as well at 75. I only see potential. Like, this guy could still just help us out, though. And then he would be our second one, and then George Veras would probably be back in AAA. So yeah, I think I'm going to take in Felix Pereira because of that contact hitting. And we're not going to take anybody else because I don't want to take too many players, I don't think. So we're going to skip selection, and that is good for us. Wait. Yeah, exit Rule 5 draft. There you go. So we brought in 2 right fielders, so that should help us out. If we go to our roster now, yeah, we got Pereira and Montenegro, which looks good. I think George Veras is going to be moved to AAA. And then we're going to move Michael Bland to AA because I don't want to rush his development. And then Ramon Campos is good there. Sid Felch is already 23. We're going to move him down to Class A. And William Maldonado to Class A as well. We have way too much right fielders. They're not all painting out, though. Actually, maybe I could move one of them back up to triple. Yeah, we'll move you up to triple as well, so there's 3 of them. And I guess they had to sign us this Rick Plummer dude, because I never drafted him or signed him, and he has actually got some potential to being actually a pretty good player, so shout out to them for signing me a randomly good center fielder. And there's left fielding, which looks fine. I will adjust this when I get to next season anyways, but I don't know why Isaac Paradis is down there. So we'll call him up for now. Actually, wait, how much players do we have in the MLB? 28 out of 28. Yeah, I'm going to let this save for now. We're going to adjust that eventually, but not yet. We don't even have any arbitration hearings this year, so that's fine. We do have another trade offer from the Brewers, who are offering us Robert Jones and Harold Ramirez for Bryant Packard, which I'm going to already say no to, I think, because we already have... I already like Bryant Packard, and Bryant Packard's one of our better players as well. Doesn't make sense for me. Doesn't make sense for me. Skip through these, and we are almost at the start of next season, I think, or the spring training. Sim to renewable contracts. And that's good. Sim to spring training. And no, there you go. Okay guys, so we had a little bit more problems with our Elgato again, which is very, very annoying. I don't know why it keeps happening, especially in MLB episodes it seems to be happening. But I did end the episode pretty much right around that point, but I do still have to show you guys what the rosters look like for our team in terms of each position, as well as the lineups, the rotations, the draft class, and the drop prospects, so you guys could help me get this team ready to go for this upcoming season. So let's start off with what our roster looks like for each position. So our starting pitchers is where we have maybe a little bit of a problem, because we do have a lot of starting pitchers. Like guys like Selby got sent down, Wentz and Tucker. Now Tucker I think could probably benefit from another year in AAA, but guys like Wentz and Selby really shouldn't be down to AAA, but the AI sent them down there. So if you guys think they should be in the lineup, let me know, and then we could get rid of somebody else in here that's like maybe Perez, send Perez down. I don't know, but our roster needs probably to... We could always trade away somebody too to free up roster spots if we really need to. So yeah, that's pretty much our only problem really with our roster, I think. Relief pitcher wise, we could also get rid of Michael Fulmer because he is getting older. But yeah, we have Daniel Norris, Joe Green, Gerson Moreno, and then Fulmer. And then it drops off a lot in overall and potential. So we don't really have a whole lot of relief pitchers, but we will use some of these guys as relievers. And then if we go to our closers, we still got Corona. Messias is going to be in AAA, and so on like that. Then if we go to our catchers, we'll have Reitz and Chad Hirsch because we traded away Laurencio, and then Bronson Bonner will be in AAA, but we could always play him in the MLB to an extent because he can't play first base and third base as well, and he's got good power hitting, so it would help out our team a little bit with our power hitting because that was something that was struggling for us last year. We go to our first baseman, we still got Colvin Valdez, which looks pretty good. Claudio Mora down there in AA. Then in second baseman wise, we got Brujan. It sent Cortez down, but I probably will have to call him up next episode because Eduardo Cortez has been a pretty solid player, even though he hasn't played that much. Like, he was really good in the playoffs last year, so he definitely deserves to be in the MLB. And then, yeah, Hector Montañez as well, Jonathan Johnson, that type of thing. Third baseman wise, we got Paredes and Candelario. Carmen Nunez would be in AAA. Very excited still for him because he's going to be probably a really good player at some point. Maybe even as early as 2 seasons, I think, from now. And we also got like Angelo Robles and Mark Sullivan, who's a decent prospect. We actually should move Mark Sullivan to double, I think. And then third baseman wise, we got Castro, we got Garcia, which looks good. And then Peterson, Means, Arrington, Owase, Yoder. Left fielding wise, we got Packard, Hera, and Harvey. Obviously, Gary Hera being our best player probably other than Packard, because Gary Hera, I think... Actually, no, maybe Gary Hera's not one of our best players, but he struggled really badly in the playoffs last year, so I'm really hoping he has a good year this year. And then Victor Reyes right there. Drew Waters is put on waivers. We also have Rick Plummer, who the AI, I think, picked up from us, or we might have drafted. I'm not sure. But he's a center fielding player with some really good potential to being actually a pretty good player. And then right fielding wise, we got the 2 guys that we claimed in the Rule 5 draft in Montenegro, who looks pretty good just based on his contact hitting and power hitting is not that bad. And then we have Felix Pereira, who also looks pretty good, especially in terms of contact hitting. So I'm very excited to see how those 2 do in our lineup. And then, yeah, George Veras had to be demoted to AAA, but it's mostly because Pereira is pretty much the better version of George Veras, I would say. Because he's a better contact hitter, and he's also way better at stealing, I think. So, yeah, that's basically what our roster looks like going into next season. Basically, what they have our lineup set up like right now is like this, but obviously it will change because we will have to make some line adjustments and call up players and send players down. But if you guys want me to put these players in any certain order, let me know. But I think our team looks pretty good, at least. Well, right now it doesn't look fantastic, but once we call up like Cortez, I think it'll be even better. So yeah, that's how the AI has it set up right now. And then if we go to our pitching rotation looks like this. So Mize, Scooble, McElroy, and then Manning and Martin. So pretty much the same thing as last year. Relievers, we got Jordan, Perez, Fulmer, Green, and Norris. And then Moreno is our setup guy. We could always change it to somebody else if you guys think it's necessary. And then we also have Diego Corona as our closer. Now, there is a couple contracts that are up for renewal this season. So Chauncey's going to need a new contract. Scooble's going to need a new contract. Corona's going to need a new contract. So we are going to have to hand out some pretty big money this year. So that's that. And then if we go to the scouting now, I think, yeah, we're going to look at the draft class. Here's what the draft class looks like. So starting pitcher-wise, there's not really a whole lot, but there is some decent prospects like this Caraballo dude who looks like he's going to be probably a pretty good pitcher. There's also like Rimo, but we're not going to be able to probably get a blue chip prospect because we're probably drafting pretty late in the first round just because we actually made the postseason. Relief pitchers, there's not really a whole lot, which really sucked because we don't really have a lot of relief pitchers, so we could always use a relief pitcher, but these guys are probably not that great. We'll get them scouted out and see, but they'll probably not be that good. And in closing pitcher-wise, there's actually some decent closers, which is nice to see. Catcher-wise, there's not really a whole lot. Not that we really need another catcher, but we could always use another catcher if we want to. First baseman-wise, there's some decent first baseman, which is something that we could probably use as well because some of our guys, well, actually maybe not. We could probably use a third baseman, not necessarily first, but Reggie Strawberry still looks like he could be a decent option, but he might be like a player that takes a long time to develop and all that sort of stuff. Second baseman-wise, William Kim, there's also a lot of decent prospects, and we also have a decent amount of players already scouted decently. So this year's draft actually might not be too bad for us in terms of actually finding players that are good. Decent amount of third basemen as well. Not really a whole lot of shortstops. There's the left fielders, the center fielders, and right fielders. So a decent amount of outfielding if we wanted to bring in outfielders. So that's pretty much that. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys was the top prospects. Actually, I should show you guys the budgeting right now. So right now, here's what our contract situations look like for this team. As you can see, people that need contracts for next year will be players like Norris, Fulmer, Scooble, Paredes, which I think Isaac Paredes, honestly, I feel like he might leave because he was horrendous last season. So I think he might leave. We also have McElroy that needs a contract. Packard needs a contract. Perez is going to arbitration, and then there's a lot of other rights. Cole Peterson's probably going to leave, but pretty much these are all the players that are up for renewal and how our contracts are laid out right now. Let me know what you guys think we should be giving to players like Chauncey. Like, I feel like I want to give Chauncey a long-term deal, but he only really wants like a 3-year deal or something, I think. So, yeah, that's basically the contract situation going into next year. And then I think that's almost it. Let's see, top prospects. So as you can see, the top prospects wise, since we lost like a couple of players to what was it, the Rule 5 draft, and also via waivers, there is some of the players in this top 50 prospects. So we got Garcia and Tucker at 11 and 12, which is pretty good. Rodrigo Messias at 18, and Carmen Nunez at number 20. And if we go down here to this one, Montenegro, who we picked up, is number 32. Obviously, he's a little bit of an older rookie, but still pretty good. Riley Green, who we used to have, just got claimed by Colorado, and he's going to be number 33 on their list. Robbie Harvey at 36 for us, and I think that was it. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, the top prospect is Keanu Cavaco, who's an 84 overall shortstop. This guy's going to probably have a really good rookie season, I would assume. Yeah, probably. And then there's also like Ethan Hankins, Sam Arturo's up there. I remember that guy from one of the earlier drafts, I think. Rex Bravo, if I'm not mistaken, was like a top pick. And then Rick Telshaw looking like a pretty good player as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much like the top prospects. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, also as you can see with our rankings, we're ranked 15th in the MLB, but we do have 7th in contact, which is good. 20th in power, so I think our power went up from like 28th or something to 20th, so it is improving, which is good. Our pitching is 7th, so pitching's still really good, but defense and speed is something where we're really not that great at. So we still need to address defense, speed, and somewhat power. If we were to call up Chad Hirsch from AAA, he has good power, so that could help us out a little bit. But defense and speed wise, we definitely need to start finding some better players for defense and speed. So we should actually probably assign some of these scouts to positional players in the infield that are good at defense and speed. Is there a defense one? No, there's not. Oh, fielding, yeah, that would be. So let's just get those scouted like that, because we need to find some players that are going to help us out in those areas. And yeah, we'll just do pretty much that for the entire thing. Infield, fielding, and speed. Yeah, that's good. And then we should also probably go to catchers and go for fielding and speed, or not speed, fielding and arm strength, because we need some maybe better defensive catchers. I don't know, but that type of thing. So anyways, that's pretty much what you guys would have missed near the end of the episode because of the video. But hopefully this video isn't too annoying a bit because of the fact that the video cut out at that point. So yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.